Hi, I had a great question in from James, who bought one of my ebooks and sent me through a subsequent follow-up question, which is, will his credit score be affected by refinancing his properties? Now, no is the short answer. What will happen is that you'd have a credit search when you take out your original mortgage, and then there'll be a new credit search when you take out the refinance, and that will show up the original mortgage, but no lender's going to have a problem with that because you're just doing a refinance. So the short answer is no. But a question which I'm often asked, and which is kind of related, is if I make too many mortgage applications, will that affect my credit score? And the simple answer to that is it all depends, because from my experience, if you're a property investor and if you're running a property business, even if that's part-time and not full-time, then banks expect you to do the kind of things which property businesses do, which is to buy multiple properties and therefore take out multiple mortgages. But I thought, just to be on the safe side, I'd throw this question over to my very good mortgage broker and see what he had to say about it. And the long and the short of it is he agreed with me, but subject to this proviso. It will affect your credit score at some point if you start making multiple applications on the same property. Now, I don't know why anybody would do this, but I think that some people have done this in the past, where they've decided they're going to buy a property, they need to take out a mortgage, and so they go and put in like 3 or 4 applications with 3 or 4 different lenders just to keep their bases covered, just to make sure that they do manage to get a mortgage. But of course, it actually doesn't work like that, and it works against them, because if you make multiple mortgage applications on the same property, or an alternative scenario could be that you make a mortgage application on a property and you're turned down, then you make another mortgage application on the same property and you're turned down, and then you make another application to another lender on the same property and you're turned down again, then that is going to flag up the system. So both of those scenarios will produce red flags on the system, and that's going to affect your credit score. But of course, there is a way around this and a solution to this, which I'm going to tell you. And you know what it is? You shouldn't be making your own mortgage applications. You should be going through a broker, because a broker will be able to make sure that you don't do that kind of thing. Now, I'm not just saying that because I want to introduce you to my very good broker. And for full transparency, if you do business with my very good broker, then I will get a small commission. It doesn't really affect you because he doesn't charge you extra for giving me a little bit. He just shares his little bit with me, so we both get a little bit. But I'm not saying it because I want you to go to my mortgage broker for that. I want you to go to my mortgage broker if you haven't already got a mortgage broker, so that you do it properly, and then you won't have that kind of problem. You should always be using a mortgage broker when you're applying for a mortgage, because at the end of the day, there's almost 2,000 buy-to-let products out there. You need to get the mortgage which is right for you. So if you'd like me to introduce you to my very good mortgage broker, I'll be very happy to do so. All you need to do is email me at thepropertyteacher@gmail.com, thepropertyteacher@gmail.com, and I'll put you in touch. If you already have a mortgage broker, that's perfect, that's fine. We probably don't need to do any of that. Just use your mortgage broker. But if you haven't got a mortgage broker, find a mortgage broker, and then you won't get into all of these problems. So the long and the short of it is, if you know what you're doing and you do it properly, then even if you're going to buy multiple properties, it shouldn't raise any problems in terms of sort of credit ratings. But there are a couple of situations where it could, which you need to be careful of. I hope you found this video useful and informative, and if you did, then please come over to my website www.thepropertyteacher.co.uk, where you'll find loads more great property related resources, including free special reports to download and my best-selling series of ebooks, which includes the Successful Property Renovators Workshop, 63 common defects in investment property and how to spot them. And if you're just starting out in property, or if you want to grow your portfolio, you may be particularly interested in the Successful Property Investors Strategy Workshop, in which I'll take you through exactly how I started and built my property portfolio, starting literally with none of my own money, and how I built a portfolio of £2 million worth of property in just 4 years. And that was starting from scratch. I'll take you through everything that I did right so that you can copy me and do the same. And I'll also show you everything that I did wrong so that you can avoid the mistakes that I made, and so that you can progress in property and be far more successful far more quickly than I ever was. And this is based upon my own real life experience, and it took me about 4 years to actually work out how to do property investing properly. But in the 200 pages in the Successful Property Investors Strategy Workshop, I'm going to show you all of that 4 years knowledge condensed down so that you can use it immediately. And until next time, here's to successful property investing.